Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our daily get-together here on Facebook, 10:30 in the morning, every day of the week, where we take a look at headlines, comments, questions, ideas, topics, suggestions, anything that we can get our hands on so that we can better connect with Puerto Vallarta, our city, as a community of English-speaking locals. It is always a pleasure to get together with you. Today is Wednesday, March 17, and we are enjoying another pre-recorded version of Coffee and Headlines because I am out and about enjoying a little bit of a well-deserved vacation before Semana Santa. So please don't hold it against me. I still wanted to get a great get-together prepared for you to enjoy today. So please carry on as usual. Have a great conversation. If you are new, please let us know by writing the word new in your comments. And also, if you have anything important that you want to ask, please add the letter Q to your comment. And I promise, I will look at all these comments when we come back from vacation. I say we because Luna, no, she's not coming with me. She's actually sitting here right next to me as I am putting this together. Let's see if I can get her on screen. And there she is. She is, of course, taking notes as we go along. So Luna's alive and well. She's taking care of the fort while I get some TLC. Now, today is Wednesday. It is Walking Wednesday. So, of course, as always, we've taken a new exploration into another part of the city. This time around, I decided to go walking along Cinco de Diciembre with a very specific destination in mind, the Mercado del Mar, or the Fish Market. It's one of the municipal markets here in the city. And I wanted to show it to you in case you have not seen it before. The market is located across the street from the city cemetery, so I took a little peek at that. I didn't know if cemeteries were your thing or not. If you enjoy the idea of a longer walk through the cemetery, please let me know in your comments. In the meantime, let's take a look at this special presentation just for you. Hello. Let me adjust my face mask. Here we are. We're standing at the corner of Avenida México en San Salvador in Colonia Cinco de Diciembre. And today, let me make sure that we're recording. Yes, we are. Today, I'm heading to the municipal market at Colonia Cinco de Diciembre, also known as the Mercado del Mar, or Market of the Sea. Yes, this is the one municipal market in the city specialized on seafood. And what we're going to do is we're going to explore the market, see what they have. Now, we are doing this on Saturday. We have just finished today's Coffee and Headlines, and I'm rushing to the market as quickly as possible because my suspicion is that most of the action at the market happens early in the day, and I'm walking there, and it is about 5 or 6 blocks inland. So I figured we would explore the neighborhood, and if we see something fun and interesting, we'll stop and photograph it. Otherwise, we'll just zoom from one place to the next, as we usually do. Okay, while we're waiting to cross the street, let me tell you that Cinco de Diciembre is an up-and-coming neighborhood as far as residences or residential living is concerned. I mean, it's been a very Mexican neighborhood for the longest time, but a number of people that can no longer afford rents elsewhere in the city, like Emiliano Zapata, have started moving here. I haven't seen much of a boom in construction of condos in this neighborhood just yet, and that is a good thing. But we can expect that to happen at some point. But one thing I can tell you about Cinco de Diciembre is that here and there is an increase in fabulous little shops that one can absolutely enjoy. Buen día. Oh, cool. Street art. Let's take a look at some of this stuff, actually. This is going to be difficult to photograph because of the sun, but let me see if I can capture this corner. There you go. This is a good place to stop at. This is Fei Long, and this is Chinese and Cantonese food. Let me just come in here and take a quick photograph so that you can take a look at it. This is a great Chinese restaurant that I've eaten at, and sometimes I purchased some takeout food here. Really fun place. And here's a cute little tortilla factory. I'm going to take a photo. ¿Puedo tomar una foto? Eso, una, dos, tres. Uh-oh. It's the shy people that don't want to be photographed. But check it out. All the machines are in action. I love a tortilla place. No matter where you go in the world, the squeaking sound of a tortilla factory is so easy to distinguish when you have a Mexican soul. I remember being in the States, and I would hear the squeaking and squealing of the tortilla making machines in the most unexpected places, and I would always feel a little closer to home. Now, a lot of people look at Cinco de Diciembre and immediately think, all the streets are inclined, such as this one. And indeed, there are some very hilly sections of Cinco de Diciembre. But then there's streets like this one that's pretty much flat. So if you're concerned about hills and climbing, then there are parts of this neighborhood that are not bad at all. And believe it or not, we are already halfway there. to the market. I know, because even though you cannot see it, oh, check that out. Modern building in the most unexpected place. Boom. Anyhow, as I was saying, we're almost halfway there, because even though you cannot see it yet, I can already see the city cemetery, which is located right next door to the market. And you will see it in a second. Whoops. I bet some of you are wondering about these odd sidewalks. There's this lower sidewalk, and then there's a climb to this store. Well, for better or worse, when it rains really hard, sometimes the water flow coming down from the mountains is so strong that buildings have to start their main floor, or the street level floor, higher. I mean, look at this here. You know, you have the lower sidewalk and the I don't want to get wet sidewalk, and I see that we have reached the market. There it is. See that white entrance at the far end? That would be the entrance to the cemetery. And the market is right here. I'm going to cross the street so we can check out what we can find here. And before we enter the actual seafood market, let us see what some of these outside shops are about. And we're going to start from the very end. Now, check it out. Over here, I can see the entrance to the seafood market, but not yet. Here, we start with a shop. Buenas tardes. ¿Puedo tomar una foto? We see a shop. ¿Aquí qué hace? ¿Qué vende?
Aquí somos centro de servicio, brother, de las impresoras y HP.
Okay.
Y reparación general de electrónica.
Excelente. So, I am looking at a place where you can have your brother printer serviced, along with other types of computer things. Muchas gracias. Buen día. Here's a cute little shop that sells clothes and chingaderas. And then here, buenas tardes, ¿puedo tomar una foto? You see, pues ya que, sonría, eso. So this is a place where you can have all kinds of tools serviced and so forth and so on. Buen día. And now we're going to walk around the corner. And here we have, buenas tardes, ¿cómo le va? ¿Puedo tomar una foto? Para que la gente venga y gaste más dinero con usted, doña. And she's like, why do you want the photo for? I'm like, for people to come here and spend more money. ¿Eh? Claro. Luego te platico. So there's all kinds of shops. Here's an eatery. And you know what? Fuck it. Let's just enter the market. Because look at this. I step in and it already smells of fish. So here's a basic eatery where you, hola, okay, buenas tardes. Eso. So here's a basic eatery, and there are, you know, here we are now in the market, and it smells of food, and it smells of meat, and it smells of fish. This is a part of the market where you can find meat. Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo le va?
Bien, amigo.
And then here, there's more food where you can order your breakfast, your lunch, and whatnot. Oh, I'm loving this already. Of course, I'm not here to buy anything. I'm just here to show you. But here are more shops. Here's like a big operation because this is a big store. Here is a seeds supplier, and you can buy peppers by the bulk and seeds by the bulk, and some fresh produce. Buenas tardes. And look at all those wooden crates. See, the other day I was talking about paper mache, and I talked about how I converted one of those into a little container with a little bit of paper mache fun. And there's more produce down there. Buenas tardes.
Hola.
Lots of stuff. But let us go into the meat and potatoes, pun intended, of this market, which is the seafood. And the seafood is located in this lower courtyard. And here we go. There you go. So what we have here, we have people buying fish. Big fish, small fish. Then there are places like this one where you stand in line and you can get shrimp. Con permiso? Con permiso? And look at this. On this side you have all these different types of shrimp, different categories of it, which you can find. Look at these are monstrous. And they want 300 pesos for the kilo. I'm not surprised, they are enormous. And over here, this is all fillets. So there you have it. Let's see what else we can find. Well, there seems to be a big to-do here because everybody is buying from this place, and you can see how there are different categories of shrimp. People are patiently waiting in line. I see some güeros. That's what we call folks that come from another country and speak English. I see some güeros waiting in line as well, hoping to get their turn. Buenas tardes. I'm buying some stuff. Claro, claro. So this is really interesting. Now, where does this fish actually come from is a mystery to me. But what I do know is that all the friends that I have, or many friends that I have that are in the restaurant business, come here early in the day and they buy what they need. Here's a chicken place that doesn't seem to be very lively. I wonder if it is because, they have a lot of things to sell early in the day, but not so much at this time. And of course, I see a couple of shops that are closed. I'm sure that the pandemic must have something to do with that. But if I was looking to buy fresh fish, this is the place where I would go. On this other side of the market, many more places to buy fresh produce, which is really wonderful. If I lived in this neighborhood, if I lived in Cinco de Diciembre, I would be quite happy to know that there are places to buy fresh produce. Look at that. Look at that. Let me come downstairs again. And we're going to explore that because it looks like a great selection of fresh produce down here. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Look at this. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Look at this. Lots of fresh produce everywhere. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo le va?
Muy bien, ¿usted?
¿Le puedo sacar una foto?
Claro que sí.
Así. Exo. So, lots of fresh produce, guys. This is beautiful. This is a great market. Look at this. So this is the Cinco de Diciembre market. Ooh, peppers of all kinds. I love finding peppers of all kinds. These are habaneros. These are, of course, poblanos. Beautiful stuff. So this is the market, and I want to show you the corner of the market so that you can see it. And I want to give you a glimpse as to the... Buenas tardes, buen provecho. The cemetery, so that you can also see it. We're going to come back to the cemetery some other day, but let's have a quick look as long as we're here. Okay, and even before we get into the cemetery, there's all kinds of art on the walls that I think is absolutely fun. Okay, I'm climbing up the hill a little bit so that you can take in the market as a whole. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that this big pickup truck is about to leave, and let me turn around and take an overview photo of the market. Yes, thank you, truck, for getting out of the way. Thank you very much. And there you go. There's the market. And now, right in front of the market is the city cemetery, which of course is open to the public right now. And here it is. Wow. Open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Why would we want to walk through the cemetery? Well, I suppose it's an acquired taste. I am very tempted to spend more time than I have right now. But oftentimes, walking through these cemeteries where there are graves from recent past and from a long time ago, it is fascinating to see some of the writings on the graves. I believe they're called epitaphs, but I may have just made that word up. I'll have to look it up when I get home. Of course, the cemetery is quite popular during Day of the Dead because a lot of people come in here to pay respect to their loved ones. And this past year, during the Day of the Dead, the cemetery was closed. Here is a little bit of an overview of the history of the cemetery. And we learned that in Parque Hidalgo is where the first cemetery in the city used to be. I remember when that cemetery was there, then Parque Hidalgo was turned into a parking lot in a plaza. And from this vantage point, we can see at a distance the street that we were just walking on. So this gives you a sense as to this particular street on Cinco de Diciembre. I'm almost intrigued to walk over one block and come back along the next street rather, just to see what we find. If there is another street over here, maybe I'm imagining it. I am imagining there's another street, so we go back. Again, very much this neighborhood is not like Emiliano Zapata, where a lot of interesting things are located, in a short number of blocks. Needless to say, across the street from the cemetery, a place to buy flowers is a must. But without a doubt, there is a lot to be explored in this neighborhood. Buen día.
Hola, buen día. Hola.
When I approached the market, somebody asked me very excitedly, "Are you a YouTuber?" And how do you answer that question? It's kind of complicated because I'm not. But he was eager to find out where he could watch what I'm broadcasting. Oh, that's why there's no street. It's because there's a hill there. So I wonder where the next street over begins. Clearly not yet. Buenas tardes. Nice taco place. And I think I'm starting to backtrack my steps. So maybe this is a good point to wrap things up for this introduction to Cinco de Diciembre walk. Again, there's the market across the street, and here I am. It's been a pleasure, as always, to show you a little bit of Puerto Vallarta. I hope you'll give yourselves the opportunity to check out the fish market because it's fresh, it's fish, and we live in the coast, and that's what we eat. Between now and the next time we walk together, have an awesome time. Ciao. I hope you've enjoyed this this walk that we did. We recorded this the last weekend, and it was a lot of fun to go out there. And I hope you're having a good week. I'm having a great week. I don't know it because I haven't actually left. But I'm traveling to a place that I've been to before where I know there's very little to do other than to just relax and be at peace. And that is good for anyone. I certainly hope you are finding time to give yourself some well-deserved time offs every now and then. But we'll be back live on Thursday, and it'll be a pleasure. No, we'll be back live on Friday. We'll be back live on Friday. So this week, stay kind, stay happy, and as always, stay in touch, and hopefully we'll get together soon. Have a great day.